What's going on, everybody? FJC here, back with another commentary, and today what I got for you guys is a brand new game called Havoc, and this game is very interesting as it's developed by two people only. Havoc is currently available on Steam for you guys to download completely free and try out, but I am going to warn you guys that they did have to disable the ranked playlist, and that's because it was a little bit of a buggy experience, but it was still fun for me while I did play it, if I'm going to be honest. But from my time playing it, the short little bit that I did before they disabled the ranked, I can tell you that I had such a blast playing this game as it takes a lot of elements from other popular tactical shooters and it implements them into this game. I personally think the best way to describe this game is a mix between Valorant and Call of Duty, while also adding some elements of Counter-Strike. So far, I believe there's only one map throughout this playtest, but another core mechanic that makes Havoc really interesting is the destructible environment within the map. When watching this gameplay, or if you try out the game yourself, you'll notice that there's certain walls within the map. Some look like brick walls and others just look like flat black walls. The walls with the brick pattern on it are only destructible via explosives, so there are C4s that you could purchase through the buy menu that allow you to do so. But when you are on the attacking side, every player is given one C4, that way they can destroy a wall, and when you're on the defensive side, you are given one wall reinforcement, similar to Rainbow Six Siege. And even when looking at the buy menu, you can tell that this game takes heavy influence from Valorant, which is completely okay because it separates itself in its own regard. And in my opinion, Havoc is most comparable to Fragpunk because they both take heavy influence from games like Counter-Strike and Valorant. But with Havoc and Fragpunk, both of the games separate themselves with their own uniqueness. And just the fact that this game is made by two people is absolutely amazing to me. And honestly, it may have been a little bit of a buggy experience, but I didn't expect anything less. Like I just said, it's made by two people, so you do have to take it with a grain of salt. Like I mentioned earlier, I do believe there's only one map in the game currently, and that's Cattail Creek. And when I was playing this map, I never felt like it was either attack or defensive sided, at least from my experience. But you can definitely tell when opening up the game and playing it, and just the map design, that this game is definitely meant for close quarter battles, and it wants you to have a lot of intense fights. And there's a lot of little things that they added to the map to add a bigger skill gap. Like I mentioned earlier, they added a destructible environment to the map, which creates a huge skill gap and allows for great defensive and offensive plays. But on top of that, there's certain doors on the maps that are locked, and the way to get the lock off is by shooting it. So if you're familiar with the map, you can almost tell what door will be shot, and that will create a huge competitive advantage. My whole point of this video is the fact that two people created a game that could potentially deal with AAA titles. I definitely don't know the current state of Valorant, but I do know that CS2 has seen better days. And in my opinion, games like Fragpunk and Havoc provide enough similarity to where players from those games would want to switch, but also differentiates itself to where it feels like you're playing a different game. I don't want to sugarcoat this game the entire time, so let's talk about the bugs that went on during my experience while playing. A couple of the bugs, for example, one, players not loading into the match and extra players being on teams. For example, there was a couple of matches that I played where the enemy team had 3 players and we had a full 5-stack, which I don't think I need to explain in great detail, but obviously that shouldn't be happening. As well as when me and my friend Duck tried to play a game together, it ended up booting him from the match completely and it put somebody else on my team, so party queue doesn't exactly work the best. And this next part isn't necessarily a bug, but I do think it's something that everybody should know when playing this game. But Havoc currently is a peer-to-peer game, which makes sense considering on how early of a state it's in. And if you're not familiar with what that means, that essentially means that somebody in the server is the host of the server and everybody else's connection is reliant on theirs. This means that if the host of the game is in Europe, everybody else's ping will be based on his, meaning I will probably have a higher ping, but all the other European players will not. And just a funny note, this game also has a huge throwback to me sitting in MW2 host migrations, where the host will leave the game and you'll get a screen that says host migration, and it's just so nostalgic. Basically, what I'm trying to let you know is that when you are playing this game, you may run into servers that have very good ping and very bad ping, and that's purely based on who they gave the host. This also means that midway through a game, if the first half of your game you have very bad ping and the host leaves and it somehow gives you the host, that means you're gonna have the best connection out of everybody, which is a huge advantage. Now, everything that I am detailing here, I do want you guys to take it with a grain of salt, because while playing this game, I definitely did, knowing how early of a state it's in, one, and the fact that two people created the game. The weapon selection in this game definitely took heavy influence influence from Valorant, with some of the weapons feeling and acting the exact same. But I do gotta say, even when I was playing on 150 plus ping, the hit detection was surprisingly very good. I just currently think with the current state of FPS games, Havoc has a ton of potential to be a highly competitive shooter with high player count in the future. If we're gonna be completely honest and real here, the biggest thing holding this game back right now is the fact that it's developed by 2 people, so they can only push out updates at a certain speed. And with the way that gamers are right now, if there's any bugs in the game, they pretty much expect it to be fixed within the day, which even from a AAA title is asking a lot. So when you think about it, asking that of 2 people would just be insane. Overall, I want to say I had a very good time on this game, even with the bugs, and with how vocal the 2 devs have been with the community, I really have good faith in this game. If you're tired of playing Counter-Strike and Valorant, but want a game that's similar, but a little bit more fast-paced, this is definitely the game for you guys to try out. I hope you guys really did enjoy this video, and do me a favor, in the comment section down below, let me know your thoughts and opinions on this game just from looking at it and from watching my gameplay and clips. Do you think you would play it yourself? That's everything from me for today though, guys. If you guys could do me a favor and check out my Twitch and my TikTok, both are going to be linked in the description, as well as do me a favor, subscribe to my other YouTube channels, as I plan to be posting a lot on my shorts and vlog channel, as well as my IRL vlog channel. I definitely have faith in Havoc and think if we give the game a couple of months, they could iron out a lot of the bugs that they've been dealing with. And even if they don't and the game fails, in my opinion, this was a very, very good idea, and I think that more companies, even indie developers, should take risks like this. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I really do appreciate your support. Leave a like on the video if you haven't already, and subscribe to the channel and hit that bell to turn on post notifications. I will see all you lovely people in the next video. Take it easy. Have a great rest of your day. Peace out. Much love.
Let's go. You listen to me. You mess with the rats, and you get swatted. You mess with the rats, you get swatted.